Yeesh. I'm shell shocked, man. I'm what the fuck, Spo? What the fuck, dude? I mean, I was really I'm at a little bit of a loss, everybody. I mean, we should be on here right now celebrating one of the best games of Tyler Herro's career. You know, that's the facts about it. That performance by him this year by him, the way that he basically dragged the Miami Heat's carcass to a potential win where it seemed like they were dead in the water, down double digits. This dude, it just becomes a human flamethrower. And just when you think like you've seen it all, you've seen the dumb ways for the Heat to lose basketball games, they go into overtime because Tyler Herro just, went nuclear. He hit 6 3-pointers in the fourth quarter, tied a Heat record for 10, and was just, he was unconscious, doesn't even do it justice to what Tyler Herro was. And then he doesn't really get the scoring going. He has a couple of fast break shots that get knocked away. He then starts setting his teammates up. He has a lob for Bam that looks like it's going to go down. Bam had a couple of times where he could really close this puppy out and wasn't able to do it. One of them in overtime being Bam went to the free throw line. And granted, ballsy that he was able to draw the fouls because he had like 9 Pistons on him. But man, you got to step to the free throw line. You got to hit both of those. So he hits 1 of 2, puts the Heat up 119-116. Malik Beasley hits a 3-ball, 119 apiece. Heat come down. Tyler Herro throws up a lot of Bam. It looks pretty good. Bam can't throw it down. I didn't see the replay grade on it, so if that was on Herro, okay. But either way, Bam kind of can't corral the ball after that. Gets in like this goofy corner with Terry Rozier. He steps out of bounds. So it's still tied up. Haywood Highsmith, he's another one today. What a hero he was. He was tremendous. Knocks it loose from Cade Cunningham. Bam and Cade get on the deck. They go to a jump ball. So the Heat, Bam wins that. They get the ball back. Tyler Herro with, 15 seconds left? Little over 15 seconds left. Tyler Herro goes ISO on Malik Beasley. Drags it down all the way to just under 2 seconds. Bucket off the window. He's up to 40 points in the game. There's 1.8 seconds left. The Heat, they're trying to set something up. They're trying to send Khalil Ware out there. They're not able to. They won't let him. They won't let Khalil check into the game. And, all right, Cade Cunningham, you figure he's going to take the shot. He inbounds it. Jalen Duren, like a superhero, speeds up for the lob. Bam, and I don't know if it was just on Bam who lost him, but Bam will put it on that. But Bam and Terry very clearly had a miscommunication because this is kind of what led to the meltdown. But whatever the breakdown was, it was broken down between Bam and Terry Rozier. Duren gets loose, slams the basketball with 1.1 left. Erik Spoelstra loses his damn mind. Like, he is fucking unhinged. Calls timeout. The Heat have no timeouts. He's so beside himself. Calls timeout. Can't do that. Can't do that. Technical foul. Technical foul. Pistons go to the line. Take the lead. Keep the ball. Game over. Heat lose to the Pistons in just an absolute crusher. 123-121 in overtime, completely wasting a heroic effort from Tyler Herro because the damn coach can't keep his cool on the road. You can't make up these ways to lose. You can't make it. I mean, are you serious? I mean, Spo, if we got anybody, we got you. If we got anybody, we're supposed to be able to hang our hat. Best coach in the NBA. And I don't know if it's just been too many years in a row of clutch games or that stupid-ass blue court that looks like a Smurf shit on it. I don't know. But to see the mastermind, to see the future Hall of Famer blow a gasket like that, and I get it, dude. Okay. Terrible play. You just basically won the game the other day like that. This happens to you. You get got, but there's 1 second left. Maybe a heave. You're going to at least go to double overtime. How do you let that happen? So, yeah, their moments were there. Could have been closed out by Adebayo. Could have been, couldn't have stepped out of your Terry Rozier. Couldn't have messed up, but all in all, under all of it, the thing that you have when you have Erik Spoelstra is the ability to keep it cool and make the right decision. And man, I'm looking at the replay right now. Like I have FanDuel Sports Network on right now, and he's just he completely blows a gasket. He loses his mind. I don't even know. So I'm like, typically when I do these post-game rants, I just go, I got to hear what the man says tonight. I got to hear what he says. So I figure, let's just get on here when Amy and Will throw it home. I'll hear what the guy has to say, and then I'll react to that and bring that to you guys. But, geez, dude. I mean, to have a game like this, I mean, the Heat, you almost like, at that point, you would have been just better off, like, letting it float into the ether. Because the Heat got to a point in that fourth quarter where it was like, all right, this one's getting away. Isaiah Stewart got a putback jam. Bam Adebayo was going for the rebound, jammed right over him. And then Tyler Herro, dude just went crazy. He just went crazy. He just kept hitting Heat 3 after 3 after 3. It was crazy. He hit a corner 3 that just would like bring it in. But after that, after the Heat went down 9, he hit one from downtown, brought him to within 6. Then he brought it to within 3. Then it was to under a minute. The Heat get the steal. Terry Rozier draws all the attention to him. Kick out to Tyler Herro. Ties it at 111. Crazy, man. And then there was about 32 seconds left. Haywood Highsmith forces a turnover. Rozier gets the loose ball. He's fouled. Heat ball, but Tyler Herro got bottled up. They go to OT on that. But, dude, I mean, this performance from Tyler, man, 40 points, one shy of his career high, 10 of 17 from downtown, 8 assists. Probably could have had more. That's a brutal one, man. A brutal one. He gives you 40. Bam today, 20 points, 12 rebounds, 8 of 13. Bam had his mom. I mean, look, Bam's really the only big guy that they have. That's the one thing. I mean, they got absolutely trounced on the boards today, 56-43, but Bam had 12 boards. And they didn't really have anybody. I mean, Kalel played under 10 minutes. He probably needs to play a little bit more. And Spo looked like he was trying to get him out there. And this was a bananas game too, dude, because, a lot of guys getting banged up in this game. Very physical game. A lot of bodies flying all over the place. They really were getting after this stupid in-season tournament. For the Heat side of it, in the first quarter, Nikola Jovic, they lost him. Mind you, they already don't have Jimmy Butler, but they lost Nico, who's coming off one of his best games. Could have definitely used him today. Spo did not play Kevin Love very much. Nico collided with Malik Beasley and his nose. And we know that Nico, he's got himself, he's in the club, dude. Me and him, we got some beaks on us. And his thing looked like, it looked like a lightning bolt by the time he was done with it. Blood, looked really, really gross. So he was out of the game. That was pretty wild. And then after halftime, so the Heat go into halftime, they're down 6. And it was really the story of this. Detroit had a ton of free throws. They got to the line today. They were 15 of 15 in the first half. Heat were 8 of 13 from downtown. That was their bread and butter. But at that point, nobody had really gotten cooking. Duncan Robinson was leading the Heat with 10 points. But then there was another crazy play that happened in the third quarter where Tyler, so Bam was going to the basket. He elbows Tim Hardaway Jr., who was starting to get going. And then Tyler went strong into the basket. And all in the same possession, there was a scramble. I kind of forget what happens because of what ends up happening. But then Tyler ends up running into him. He, I guess, hits his head, Tim Hardaway Jr., on the back of the hardwood. He is very messed up. Tyler's folded up. Jalen Duren falls on him. And it was bad. I mean, he was down for a while. Everybody looked really shook on the court. And they're throwing the towels around as a blockade so people can't look in. They go to Tim Hardaway Sr., of course, the great Heat point guard. He's courtside watching his boy, and he's got to be worried as all hell. He looks super concerned. They bring him back. They bring out the wheelchair to bring him back, and he would eventually go back to the locker room too. So that was a pretty crazy moment. Erik Spoelstra's going to the podium. I'm going to listen to this, come back to you guys. All right, so Erik Spoelstra just spoke to the media, obviously very broken up about it. He was, very upset with himself, took all the accountability. Brutal. Said, quote, "I made a serious mental error. That's on me. I feel horrible about it. There's no excuse for that. I'm 17 years in. I knew in the huddle that we didn't have a timeout. I got emotional in the huddle, and I made a horrendous mistake." He also said that the game deserved double overtime and that he got in the way of that. Brutal, man. It's a brutal one. He did clear up the Khalil Ware thing. So what he had said is that he wanted to have size on the inbounder, but when they saw that Cade was going to take it out, they flipped on that, and that's why Khalil was not out there. So that clears things up. The thing that is, look, the thing that's tough about this, I don't give a rat's ass about the in-season tournament, although I did think I did a segment in the summer where I said I wanted them to compete. He competed their ass off today. I mean, I said this the night that the Heat beat Detroit. I'm like, I don't understand their record. They seem like a very talented team. They don't seem like a bunch of guys that suck, and they played a lot better, to their credit. So I'm not embarrassed by the Miami Heat losing to the Detroit Pistons. I think Cade Cunningham is a sensational player. Jaden Ivey, they have two mooses in Duren and Stewart. It's like taking on, just a rhinoceros and a moose in the paint. Malik Beasley can get hot. Tobias Harris is a pro. So I was confused by their bad start of the season. They're really evening up the ship. I don't really find a lot of shame in losing this game. But there is a frustration. There is a frustration for sure, because if you're going to come that far, you might as well get that far and finish the job. And the thing is, the Heat had this incredible run back into this game where, things were looking bleak. They were getting down double digits. And, Tyler Herro, I think at one point they got down 14, I think it was on 18 at most, but 14 in the fourth quarter. And to drag yourself all the way back from that and fall short because of this, just very un-Spoelstra-like. That is, even Ron Rossi said, this is a man, and Erik Spoelstra, I think he's only been kicked out of one game in his career. Doesn't lose his cool. This is just so uncharacteristic of this coach. 17 years in the league at the helm, and Miami's going to have to gather themselves. I mean, they're going to have a couple of days off. I don't believe they're back in action until Friday, so you get a couple of days off. I'm sure after a hard-fought game like that, they'll have tomorrow off, probably practice a little bit on Thursday. Maybe that'll be a night that they get, we'll get some news on Jimmy Butler. Certainly could use him back. But with these ankle injuries with Jimmy, sometimes they're very slow rolled, but just a shame. I'm gutted for the team, and I'm gutted for Tyler. Tyler had a fantastic game today. A lot of great performances, certainly in this one. Haywood Highsmith was just an absolute monster today on defense. Jaime had a nice game too. Jaime, there was in that third quarter, there was a really great back and forth with Jaime and Cade Cunningham battling back and forth. And that was a really enjoyable watch where, so Jaime went out there and did a nice job and got some buckets for Miami, and Duncan Robinson didn't have his 3-point shot, but he had this one, the highlight for me, Duncan Robinson, in overtime to give the Heat the lead. Just a give and go, sick lob up to Bam, slams it down, and gets the foul. I mean, Bam gives Miami the lead when he goes to the line, but it wasn't enough. And I think a lot of the players played good enough. Spo did not. I know some fans will get mad at Terry today. I don't think today. After a game like that, not the video for this to talk the Terry Rozier thing. Maybe we'll talk a little bit about that tomorrow. But just an absolute gut punch for Miami. Cade Cunningham finding Jalen Duren for the slam. And Spo losing his mind. Whew. One more for the road. One more for the road, Spo. Burns so good. Not a fun night for Wild Heat Coyote.